and welcome to the third in a series of videos about T-90, the Battlefield 3 stats program. In this video, you'll learn how to capture your own stats from the bf3stats.com server and view them in T-90. First, open the program folder. Run the program called Stats Capture. Enter the name and platform of the player you want to get stats for. Names aren't case sensitive, but you do need to include the right spacing. Click the Update button. This may take up to a few minutes. If it takes longer, the server is probably down. The Stats Capture program does two things. First, it makes sure the BF3 Stats server has the most recent stats available from Battlelog. BF3 Stats only allows programs to do this twice an hour. But if you click Update and there are no new stats available, you won't be charged for it. Only updates that are actually needed count. You can also visit bf3stats.com in a web browser and manually update a player's statistics, which doesn't count as an update. Be sure to run Stats Capture when you're done, however. After making sure the stats are up to date, it downloads a full copy of a player's current statistics. While BF3 Stats keeps old copies of player statistics, it does not make them available to programmers, just the most recent version. That's why you need to continue to use Stats Capture as often as you want data points. There's no limit on downloading the statistics themselves, and you don't have to worry about creating duplicate data points. We already have statistics from one player. Now let's get stats for another. If the player can't be found, you will get this message. It probably means you've selected the wrong platform or you misspelled the player name. Now let's update the player with the correct name. The date displayed here and in the statistics file is when the stats were last updated, not when the player's last game is over. This applies to T-92. Unfortunately, there's no getting around this. Notice that the names in the drop-down will be updated whenever you successfully update a player. The names are stored in the stats file, not in the program settings. Now let's view our stats using T-90. If you look under series, you'll see that there are way too many players. We only captured statistics for 2. This is because of the sample stats file, which allows you to try T-90 before you have stats of your own. Let's close it. Right-click on a file and select Close. Statistics.xml is the file that Stats Capture uses when it's saving statistics. If you can't see your statistics, it's possible that this file hasn't been opened by the program. Now you can see that we've captured stats only twice, one for each player. I'm hitting Control A to select all players. You can also hold down the Control button and select individual players if you want. You can see that we only have 2 data points and no lines. This is because we only captured each player's statistics once. You need to capture stats again after the player has played the game again in order to create a line that connects 2 points. I'm going to restart T-90 to demonstrate some of its file handling behavior. Notice that the sample statistics file hasn't been loaded because we closed it last time we were using T-90. T-90 remembers which files you had open last, and every time the program starts, it tries to reload those files. If you want to view the sample statistics again, right-click in the empty area and select Open. And you should see the sample stats in the data directory. As always, it may take a minute to load. And now you can see that we're using the sample statistics again. Well, that concludes this video. Thanks for listening, and I hope you have fun with the program.